Welcome to Sefton Motors. We've got an engine update for you. It's January 2019. It's been a long time since our last update. We've got a new engine version to share with you, the Melvin. You're going to love it. Let's get right into it. Now, before we get into the new engine, the Melvin, I'm sure you got a question. Well, what's been going on for the last 3 years? Lots of changes. We've moved to a new facility out of the garage. We have our own facility in Pontiac, Michigan. It's not much bigger than a garage, but it's a dedicated facility. We have some manufacturing tools in there to build the engine with. We had to go out and get some additional funding and lots of other life changes. But we're back with a new model. Spent a lot of time on making this model more powerful, less cost. Those are the key factors that we're driving for with this new version. With that, let's get to the engine. Well, here it is, the Melvin. It's a little over 8 feet in length, weighs about 200 pounds. 50 of that is the flywheel. Piston is about over 9.5 inches in diameter with a 5-inch stroke, and the displacer has about a 10-inch stroke. Functional areas of the engine are depicted by the colors there. The green is the kinematics end. Blue is the water jacket, and the black is the hot end. Basically, it's a beta type design. We see the speeds from 110 to 180 RPM. The power output 250 unpressurized up to 1200 pressurized. Temperature input probably about 600 delta at a minimum. A maximum probably about 900. Flexible fuel platform, low maintenance, standardized pressurization, and a available water jacket. Here we can see a animation of the engine in operation, and once again, very simple principle. The red can is the displacer moving back and forth. Air up in the hot end expands, pushing the piston, which is the blue part in the rear, back, causing that to turn the generator to make electricity. And here we have it in operation, the actual engine at different RPMs, running at our shop. Now, before we go on, let's just take a quick look at where we've come from with this engine. This was the first prototype model right here that you're looking at here. Flywheel, cylinder, same basic design. Here's the displacer and piston. Here's the shop where we were. Unheated garage. Wasn't a shop, it was a garage. And here's our first one of our first engines. Maybe doing 10 watts at best, running about 6 volts. Here's the shop we're in now in Pontiac, Michigan. Got a couple of dinosaurs at the forefront. Some equipment. That's a Bridgeport mill that we brought from PA to Michigan in a minivan. Finally making it back, a little disheveled, but glad to have the Bridgeport installed. Here's our 3D printer printing up a piston. And here are a couple of the guys, Sharuk and Lokesh, working to get the engine put together. And finally, we'll get back to the update. We wanted to do a head-to-head comparison between the Melvin and the Volo 1. Here we have them laid out side by side. I'm just going to take you through from the top to the bottom and show you what's different. On the Volo 1, got a lot of aluminum parts. We eliminated most of them in the Melvin so we get the higher operating temperatures. Start out with a head. It's a cast head. It's about 20 plus pound cast head. Over here, we go to a steel, Alumasteel. It's a mild steel coated with aluminum or dipped in hot aluminum. It's been working out pretty well for us. This is a couple pounds. That is over 20 pound casting. So you come down the chamber. Once again, it is a steel chamber. We're using the Alumasteel on this one. It's a little bit better for corrosion resistance. As we come down further, we've added a water jacket to the Melvin so that now you can get the combined heating and power and also get a little bit better heat dump on the cold end. If we look at the piston chamber, or the piston cylinder, here once again we had aluminum casting. This is over a 40 pound casting. Here we just went with aluminum sleeve. It's about 5 pounds. Major weight savings there. Coming back, We see the piston that's riding that cylinder. We see here we have an aluminum piston in the Volo 1. In the Melvin, we went with a plastic piston. The plastic piston is sandwiched in between a couple layers of aluminum for heat shielding, but this has been working very well for us. It's kind of a unique design, and we print that up ourselves here. If we look at the displacers, see here we have the Volo 1 versus the Melvin. The Melvin has a steel hot end. It's the aluminum steel, a little thinner gauge, but it can handle a lot higher temperatures. On the older Volo 1 displacer, it was all aluminum. Coming back to the kinematics, we see once again the exposed flywheel on the older version. On our new Melvin, we've got the whole kinematics package and generator or generator head packaged within this little tube here. That allows us to get to pressurization of the baseline engine very easily. There's a port here, quick connect port, along with a pressure gauge that allows you to pressurize the entire engine to get to a higher power output. Over here, we had an external gen head along with a V-belt. Here, all our belts for the flywheel and generator head are synchronous timing belts and seem to provide a little bit less friction load and a little bit better torque transfer. So there you have it, the basics between the older model and our new Melvin. Thanks again for watching, and send us any questions you might have, and we'll look for you down the road. Engine pricing is $1,505 for the base engine, what you're seeing here. Does not include the water jacket, generator head, or firebox. That adds an additional $725 to the package. Typical engine package is going to be about $2,230, another $200 or so for shipping in the US, $500 internationally. Come and pick it up if you can, save yourself some dollars. This is about an $800 reduction over the Volo 1 engine. We're working to drive this price even lower, but we feel you're getting a great value here for the $2,230 or the $1,505, depending on however you want to configure the engine. One more note I want to make about the engine. This is not a generator you're buying from Home Depot, taking it home, unplugging it, pressing a button. This is a generator you're going to have to hand start. You're going to have to assemble it together. If you're not comfortable with that, don't get it. We love doing this kind of stuff. Some people don't. It's simple. There's nothing complicated about it, but keep in mind, you're going to get your hands dirty. Why the Melvin? The Melvin is named after Melvin Shaw. Mel was a big supporter of the engine. He's a solid-state physicist. He's a great help to us in getting started and continuing the flight. The engine, this version, is named after Mel. Mel, we miss you, and we wish you well in the next world. Folks, that's a wrap-up. Come see us at SeftonMotors.com. Put in your order. Join us. Let's get this party started.
Welcome to
Here's the
Sefton
last
Motors, Emma.
couple of bloopers from some of the people
welding.
who come and share with us at Sefton Motors.
Emma, what's the key to good welding?
It's all about pushing the pedal. Sefton Motors.